Hi everyone, and welcome to our new student registration video. The purpose of this video is to aid you in going through the steps of the registration process so you have something to look back on and a firsthand example. To get started, I just want you to be familiar with the new student registration guide. This gives you step-by-step instructions of everything that you need to do and a lot of helpful resources. Later on in this video, we'll be walking through the whole process and we'll give you some tips and tricks. All right, so now it's time to choose our classes. So what we're going to need is we're going to need our StFX new student registration guide. And if you're unsure of where to find that, you can simply Google StFX NSR, and it'll be the first hit right up here. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. And if you're unfamiliar with the new student registration guide, definitely take a second and scroll through it. Step one here is get the basics. It just lays out some of the resources that you need that we'll be talking about a little bit later. But right now, we're going to want to go to step two, select your courses. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to be a Bachelor of Arts with major student. And don't worry if you're a science, business student, etc. You're not left out. All of your options are here for you as well. So we're going to go ahead and click on our program here. And it's going to give you info about the recommended course pattern, some tips and tricks, and some good info for you to know. Please do take the time to read it in its entirety. But we're going to go down here to our basic first year course pattern. And we are going to choose from subjects in group 1 and group 2 and put them on our schedule. And we're also going to show you an important number to write down. So when you go to put that number in our system, you will be successfully registered in that course. So we are going to go ahead and register for our first English course now. So in order to do that, we need to go to the academic calendar. And we are going to read the course description for the class that we are interested in. So English, just as an example, has two first-year classes, English 100 and English 111. I think English 111 sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and try and register for that. So once I read the description here in the academic calendar, I'm going to go to the timetable here. Now, keep in mind, all of these links are linked in that new student registration guide. So everything is there conveniently for you. No need to Google it or look it up. Everything is there. So English, and we're going to find that 111 class that we were interested in. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of different things to choose from. So let's take a look at what the differences are. You're going to want to look at term first, because under term, we have full year courses for a total of 6 credits. So that's going to run from September until April. And then we have our first term courses, which run from September to December. And then we have second term, which is January through April. So we're just going to worry about registering for our first term class right now. So we are going to look at first term right here, and we're going to look at time block. Now, in order to know what time block means, we are going to go to our time block grid right here. So a little confusing at first, but just take a second to look at it and it'll start to make sense. So as you can see, we don't have anything plotted on our calendar right now because we haven't quite started yet. That's what we're doing now. So we are going to pick a class that we think we may like. So 0405, that sounds good to me. Let's see what that looks like on our time block grid. We have 04 right here and 05 right here. Perfect. So we can go ahead and plot that in. What we would like to do is write the course name and number in there along with your CRN, which stands for course registration number. Always good to have that number handy so you're able to put that into Banner in order to successfully register for that class. All right, so now that we've chosen all of our classes and plotted them on our schedule, you're going to have something in front of you that looks a little bit like this. So keep in mind that this is only for first semester. It's good to have 2 sheets, one for first semester and one for second semester, because we are going to register in all of our courses simultaneously. So it's really good to have the sheet with all of your CRNs right here, because we're going to take all of these numbers and we are going to pop them into our registration system. So now that we've showed you how to build your schedule, we'll show you how to put your CRNs into our registration system so that you actually register in the classes that you want to take. So you're going to go to portal.stfx.ca and you're going to put in your username and password. And once you log in with your username and password, you'll see the option for Banner self-service right here on the left. Go ahead and click that. And then you're going to put in your user ID and your PIN. And it will prompt you to put your PIN in a second time and then have a security question and answer. And once we set up our security question, we're going to go to the first thing right here, student services, click on that. And then once we've clicked on that, we're going to go and click on the first option here, which is course registration. If you want to check your registration time, you can click that first one there and it'll give you your specific date and time that you are first able to register. And once you click on that time and see when you're able to first register, you're going to go to step 1, which is select term. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit full academic year 2023-2024, hit submit, and then you're going to go on to step 2. Step 2 is where you're going to put in your CRNs. For the purposes of the video, I'm only going to put 2 CRNs in just to demonstrate how you would go about doing it, but we do encourage you to fill up all the boxes and register for both first and second semester simultaneously. Please do keep in mind as well that if you have a lab component to your schedule, the CRN for the lab and the CRN for the course that it corresponds to have to be entered in at the same time or you will get an error. So we'll go ahead and type our CRNs in. So now that our 2 CRNs are in, we're going to go ahead and submit changes. Perfect. So it looks like we have registered in our 2 classes here, political science and anthropology. So we can go ahead and take a look at our weekly schedule and see where they're plotted on. It should mimic the one that we built previously by hand. Yep. And here we go. Here's our example schedule. Keep in mind that it is only for 2 of our classes, so make sure you go ahead and put CRNs in for the rest of your classes. If you have any issues throughout this entire process, please do reach out to nsr@stfx.ca, and I recommend taking a screenshot of this or printing it so that you know where to go in September. Thanks.